Don't we already know the killer, isn't it Lily? I mean, she's the only one that it could have been. And she was the only one that investigated. I mean, I did talk to her the day before, and she seemed like she wouldn't kill anybody. I don't really want to doubt her, but I see what you're saying. I think that means right the vote, right? Let's hold off the votes. We are just assuming, are we? If we hold off the votes until later, maybe find the real killer. I'm not saying she isn't, but she's my sister and I don't want to doubt her. But she wouldn't kill Simmons, so we can't suspect her just yet, can we?
The killer's obviously her. She's the one who killed her. I know she did. She just doesn't want to admit it. I don't know. We can't just assume, can we? I mean, come on. I mean, she's innocent. She's sweet and nice. I've hung out with her a couple times also. I'm really scared. Brooke, please help me over here. Help with my defense at least. I mean, I agree with Riley. Honestly, we can't just assume that she's the killer. I mean, like, bro, if someone was framing me for murder, I would have a clear case that I'm not the murderer. And if someone was trying to frame my sister Riley over here, same thing. I would have a clear case so everyone knows she didn't murder anybody. So please, let's just try to figure out if she's actually the killer and go over zero evidence because none of us investigated. But we have testimonies that can count for investigating. I honestly thought you all were gonna frame me for murder. I'm surprised you guys haven't. And don't mind my eyes, it just happens. Don't worry, it won't do anything. Only when my eyes are fully open. But anyways, I have to agree with most of the people here. I don't think she's a killer. She's too innocent for that. That's totally the wrong claim. She's obviously the murderer. I mean, come on. She physically knew Belle was in her room, so she knew it was a good time to attack. That's why she agreed. Because she knew that if Belle had no defense, she would win.
As the instance of a supervillain, I can definitely say that someone as innocent looking as her wouldn't have done the murder. And I would know for a fact since I work with a crazy guy. She doesn't look like she's a killer, and I don't think she is a killer. I think we should all try to figure out who's more suspicious than her. That's our biggest problem. We don't even know how to find out who's more suspicious. So, how? Okay, my positive thinking is not gonna help, but we are in a trial, right? We can start a debate. And after we start a debate, we can go over our testimonies, and then we can figure out the murder weapon, which I think the knife is obviously the murder weapon. It's not me. I don't know what you all are thinking. It's me. I mean, some of you aren't, but others are. But I want you guys to think that it's me. The people who think it's me, it's not. Please, you gotta believe me. Instead of discussing who the weapon is, let's discuss who the killer is. I'm pretty sure it's all obvious that it's Cookie. She honestly spent the night with her and stabbed her in the back. And she is just saying she switched rooms with her as a cover-up story. A cover-up story is way less than you think. I think her cover-up story is not a cover-up story at all. I'm pretty sure it's a real story because I trust her. And honestly, yes, the murder was in her room. Does not mean she's a murderer. You're just insinuating that she is because it was in her room. So, yeah. Please stop framing her. She did nothing. I'm pretty sure it's a big misunderstanding. We'll figure it out later. But the murder happened in her room. I'm pretty sure they didn't switch rooms. It was just a cover story. And honestly, are her and Belle even friends to even begin with? Were they secretly people who knew each other outside of the game and they absolutely hate each other, but they just don't remember because, again, our memory was just wiped, which I know wasn't mentioned until now. So I'm pretty sure Cookie already knew who Belle was. No, that's wrong. Shifting the blame on me is obviously one of the dumbest things you guys could ever do. She went into my room scared last night, so I said, okay, I'll sleep in your room, you sleep in my room. And we did switch rooms, and that's the last time we ever spoke. And yeah, so honestly, I think that proves that I'm not the killer. But what we really need to discuss is the murder weapon. I'm pretty sure it's a knife, but if not, then what the knife was just put there to think that they were killed by the knife. Like poison and then they got stabbed. That'd be a pretty effective way to do it. Efficient? Yes. Quick? No. They would have the thought out plan to make it quick. And if they did have a plan, they probably planned it way before we got here. And their plan must have been in their pocket. So regardless of what you say, I'm pretty sure poison wasn't the weapon. At least that murdered them, I suppose. So, what does this mean? Another debate? I guess so. Another debate. Let's get going.
I don't think the murder weapon is poison. If it was poison, there would have been some kind of content left behind in a trash can. Then again, like, we all didn't really investigate, but I was walking around. I didn't see any poison containers around. So that's my testimony of walking around, and Brooke can cover me. I can confirm that Riley was walking around, not suspicious like. So, honestly, I think that poison was the answer. Honestly, I think it was a knife. Because when I went to the kitchen, a knife was missing. And I haven't seen it since then. So, no, it's obviously poison. I saw a container somewhere, and I know that it was poison. I thought it was like a bottle of water or something.
No, that's wrong. As we see in the, in her stomach, there's a knife, obviously, which is the killing weapon. And if I remember correctly, I also didn't see anything in the trash cans that were potentially used as poison. And we don't have any other weapons here. It's only our first day of the first death, so even if they did use any other weapons, it would be impossible to use currently right now. But I hope this proves that I'm not the killer, at least in some way. What you said is not entirely true. I still think you're a killer. Oh, this is exciting. It's our first ever Scrum debate. This is where you guys determine if Cookie here is a killer or is someone else the killer. Have fun deciding who the killer is. If the knife was taken from the kitchen, do we have anyone to prove that? Did anyone go to the kitchen last night? Riley?
I went to the kitchen last night, and, well, I also looked around. But the knife was definitely taken from the kitchen. I would know.
Well, Cookie said they did switch rooms, but what if they actually never did switch? I know we've been over this, but my suspicion is that they didn't really switch. Cinnamon, I did see Cookie go into Belle's room, and presumably, I don't think I ever saw her left. I was patrolling the halls for any suspicious people, which Brooke can back me up on that one also. But let's get this straight. We're just considering that poison was not used because no one else saw the container but me. Chocolate chip. Well, if someone else saw it, then they could totally back you up. But since no one else saw it but you, no one else can back you up. Well, obviously, she's the killer. We saw her. Is coming to trial, looking all scared to act innocent. I'm pretty sure she's acting. Brooke. Well, she did talk to me a few times and never said she was good at acting. So, I will not confirm your thing. Well, can we confirm that Belle was actually in Cookie's room? That's what I'm wondering. Lily, Well, if we are assuming that Cookie did leave her room to go to Belle's and never left, I did see Belle go to Cookie's, and somebody wasn't, you know, you get the point. I saw Belle go to Cookie's room, because Cinnamon was somewhere else. There is one thing I'm confused about. How do we know the knife was from the kitchen? Whether it was from a different room? I mean, we all explored, right? Mimi. Well, I did explore a bunch of other rooms, and I saw the knife to be in it. So that just proves that there was no knife. What about a scalpel or a different weapon that could also be used as a knife? What if they just use a different weapon, and then use the knife to make sure they were dead? Again, as an assistant of an evil guy, I don't see Cookie using a scalpel or a knife. I don't see her being that efficient either to even do that. So honestly, there was no scalpel used. It was just a knife. But that's Cookie's lie, isn't it? My lie or not, we just proved that I wasn't the killer.
This is our answer.
Well, time for an intermission. See y'all next time.